So this is a throwaway. I'm really just here to give my thoughts. It's not very insightful, but it's something for me to do, to process, what's going on. And that's what comes with the free will that we have. And feel free to discuss. So let's start with me and artificial intelligence. I am learning programming. I use AI admittedly for immediate gratification, and I'm aware of that. It's so broad, the way someone could use AI, and we can consider the nuance of how much AI contributed to a final work. I lean it towards this form of thought. I treat AI as a Google. All the stupid questions that I have get answered more specifically with the surface level ChatGPT or Perplexity. I haven't used any actual Copilot bullshit, actual Copilot and some Claude or something like that. I even ask it for articles regarding mixing, what free plugins I can use, how do tax write-offs and tax returns work, and why are they joked about when people buy stupid shit. In what I said earlier about programming, when it comes to game development, the Google thing comes into play. I acknowledge that I'm basically inquiring about search results for more specific cases, which I find absolutely awesome. I get informed of the technology I could use, what method I could do that I didn't know was available to achieve what I wanted, or simply get results for several forums, or direct me to documentation, which I always appreciate as a programmer. At my best, what I am looking for are links that I could have just totally Googled myself, just getting ahead with AI being the convenience. Hell, I'm using ChatGPT during the writing of the script to identify the cohesion of it and give me keywords so that I'm not outright shitting myself back and forth. I acknowledge that this advice comes from tips and knowledge from the internet that the AI is just applying for my specific case. More importantly to me, verbally, as in not inviting it to my Google Doc or code base of any kind and letting it co-pilot or slop away at my text. That regulation is the assistance that is ideal to me, one where I know where everything is throughout the whole production, because it's my project. In my head, I try to employ more of the design and process of how something should function, trained from my autistic experience with Minecraft tech mods. And I'm not Gregified just yet. I try noting down a pseudocode, and AI provides me with how that would translate into my desired code languages as much as possible. Just have your own vision already. I've learned a lot with this method. What's important is I also get started on a project of my choosing, the way I wanted it to be. I believe that takes me out of tutorial hell, and the tutorials that I actually look for as a result of this have actually been less about making a specific game, like an RPG, but internal cool shit like finite state machines and dialogue systems with the resources and organization of data that it comes with. In the end, game development can be construction and architecture, because programming is more than just coding. Don't treat AI as your friend. It's straightforward to me that if you rely on it to tell you what to do next, then you best get to work on that. That that clanker is not your friend. It's a tool. It's a very good one. Treat it as an animal you have to wrangle. Every single answer that it gives you, if it's not about a stupid question and if you're about to make a decently important decision based on what the AI responds to you, please get yourself to a qualified enough space to know how to smell the bullshit that it does inevitably have. That's what you're looking for. Always find better ways and look more into, responsible use. I think with that being said, personally, I think that AI is here to stay. I don't believe in a bubble, at least not the term bubble, because we seem to be looking at a deflation, not an absolute burst. Even in the likely chance that the AI craze dies out sooner or later, it has left significant damage in its wake through a lot of industries and general life. It's not like the crypto or metaverse shit that corporations and tech bros push out. It actually has made an impact and practical use on people. While I believe that AI is here to stay, as I said earlier, and that I am taking advantage of said AI because it would be tone deaf in my industry, that doesn't mean that we should be reliant on it when it comes to personal skills and traits. I get the use of AI in significant parts for automation, but let's get to the next bit. AI for someone like me is helpful, and like all tools, needs proper responsible usage. I don't believe a lot of media assets are like that at all. This is what the video was about in the first place. This was a top concern that has gotten me worried. First of all, even in the coding space, open source projects like Godot have been excruciatingly suffering with vibe coded slop in their pull requests, and that shit is heartbreaking to see. So that's already the software side down. One of my personal experiences with music, with art as a whole, because even in my school, was they were talking about the age of AI. The library exhibit in my past school highlights AI. There's been an AI seminar of some kind, and many more will come. I have said before that I understand, especially in my space with information technology, AI is here to stay, but in all honesty, this has all been absolutely draining to see regardless, not to mention the slop of media. Whether or not you care about the war against generative artificial intelligence, I'd like you to be aware of the bigger battle, something that's way bigger than just AI that includes it. It's somewhat of a class war. It's basically for our time spent consuming. Before this AI slop, general content slop has existed, and simply put, social media corporations have always been this predatory for all your data, for all your attention, and AI has just significantly accelerated it to new levels of consumerism and other types of control, as is always, as it has always been, like every day, just more and more of that shit. But let's just focus in terms of entertainment. Slop has been around, my friends. We have been slopping non-stop, day in and day out. On the content side, social media is filled with AI slop. YouTube is absolutely infested by it in all shapes and forms, whether it's, Roomygate, summary videos, explanation videos. I could go on and on about like the non-stop slop in regards to content, whether it's actually AI or not. This is the result of the social media empires. This obviously has existed before commercial generative AI. Brain rot was being made for kids. We all ate that up, that monster school like shit, and some weird ass like doctor games. I don't understand. Vloggers will do anything for the content. Algorithms of social media, features like autoplay, stimulation in video games, gotchas that have you doing your dailies in your Roblox brain rot. I seem to be throwing you a lot, but you get the idea. I find that all media falls under what is called, the attention economy. You can see how AI can accelerate this like tenfold. It's not all bad. I'm not throwing everything in a slop fest. As much as video games have the capacity to enrich, they're still interactive forms of entertainment. Have fun, get lost. All media is meant to consume our time. That's how it becomes a business, because it's entertainment. Just as all of this slop is for quick gratification in the rotting of our cognitive functions and attention spans, AI came to take advantage of that. The founder of Suno AI basically was talking about making music as a fun consuming experience or whatever, and I'm too lazy to pick up the actual term.
Nice, coherent place. And so I think you'll start to see a lot more around meaningful consumption experiences.
And this is a problem with any kind of art generation tool, whether it's music, videos and art, 3D models, even Minecraft builds. This all comes down to art as a product, which is fucking awful. To be fair, art, specifically music, are deemed quote-unquote products. They are pieces, they are commodities, and that's just the way it is. This time, not only are we consuming said products, we get to prompt our own slop and consume it and be happy. Off the rail, they also were like advertising like Suno was like a way to like collaborate with music. We've had like methods of collaborating music. It's called a fucking band. In terms of general media, especially music, it breaks my heart that I am inclined to feel kind of right about my behavior. Those close to me know about how much I kinda keep to myself with the media that I like. The most proper example I can give is with music. It's not like I'm going to swallow down the discography of one artist or band, but at the very least I get to know them first. Sometimes I listen to nothing but their music for a period of time and look at interviews and stuff because I want to be into them. Basically, I'm not really a playlist or shuffle type of guy. Music is always going to be performative and sometimes manufactured. I kind of don't care, besides if they're worth my time and personal taste. And also, the other thing, if they use things made by AI, whether it's the music itself or any asset and imagery they use. I'm sure that my friends who consume the latest anime, YouTubers, artwork, or even music or any kind of media are safe from accidentally being betrayed into liking AI content. But if ever on the path of music they do look into niches like those videos with no title names and channel names, with an hour runtime and an interesting shitpost image, they'd be disappointed. To be honest, I wish they'd be disappointed. They probably don't fucking care if what they consumed was AI or not, and it makes me sad. It's not that they won't be betrayed, it's that an algorithm will put that for their eyes to see, and they'll see absolutely no problem in it. I was absolutely heartbroken seeing one of my favorite bands, LS Dunes, have an AI generated music video. It seems from their statement about it that they don't really understand the gravity of the situation. They say they support all kinds of artists and that the song is about good and evil, and that the divisive discussion is a perfect example. In reaction, they're like, oh shit, we got you engaged, and that's what the art is supposed to do. I find it to be dismissive, and as much as I love their songs, these decisions stand at the back of my head every time I choose to listen to them every now and then. I just find it to be a slap in the face for actual artists in their fan base that have created many good things for their community with their effort, and that also includes their other related bands, like that one, that one band, like 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 the one, that guy over there, like the yeah. From the corporations that capitalize on the slop to the corporations that offer you the ability to generate slop, you find people prompting art because it's easier and it's faster and it's oh so quality, and they don't give a shit about the cost of that, down to the ethics, their identity, the environmental impact, and everything else. They believe it's a genuine tool to create, which I disagree with, and it's aided by predatory algorithms. Some people, their favorite albums are the ones they prompted themselves, and they listen to it every day. It feels as concentrated as it can get off of the situation we find ourselves in. This is like the final result. I don't really know how like this like personalized content and exposure thing gets any deeper besides, like prompting your own actual media for yourself. Everybody in our nations used to tune to the same thing and see what major world events are happening in entertainment. And as the world got more online, we got to stream things ourselves in our own time. We get exposed to so many artists and even be our own artists. So many niches and new personalities popping up every day, to the point where we are now. And if we are scrolling short form content today that's catered to us, that's just gonna fly off our heads, some of us may as well just be having AI generated slop every day just for us. Please look into Adam Neely's video for more info about AI in music. It's really good, and he dismantles the situation with generative AI music down to the philosophical level. I feel like this applies to a lot of content formats today. Also, Adam Neely is just genuinely like GOAT, like just all his videos are bangers, and just watch his videos like a lot. In the midst of all this, from the videos about this I have seen, I could only come to a conclusion that human-made art will just become more valuable. Those who care, though seemingly not a lot, but nonetheless those who care will see more value in true art, editing, animating, music. So in information technology, use it wisely. In media and art, it can without a doubt, for me personally, it can without a doubt fuck off. Whether it's corporations, sellouts, or quirky personalities who genuinely believe in this, they show their faces more and more. Some will agree, some will disagree, but the truth is we continue to not necessarily fight, but just be real, be ourselves, and think our priorities through. Remembering the first stretch of this video, we can also educate ourselves on where we would actually use AI, just, thinking from my experience. I'm not a fortified Sigma male, I'm actually a poisoned chud. Personally, I think game dev is my ideal setup because as much as games are code, it's a building block process that requires my work and my friends' collaborations to be a planner and designer, and also a sound designer, music composer, working on all kinds of art, and there is no fucking way in hell am I gonna get generative artificial intelligence to do any of those good bits that will certify my identity in my own work. So the main advice is just, it's always been kind of the same practices that we try to do, the things you've already heard from self-help stuff. Just go touch grass, focus on yourself, and too much of anything is obviously bad. When you do anything, always remember your intentions.
Yeah, that's about it. So yeah,
That's the end of the video. the end, the video, like ending the end of the video. Yeah, the end of the video.